Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Siboga TV, which is your number one online political channel. Today, I want to have a candid conversation about how Rigathi Gachagua is actually making William Samoei Arap Ruto to look like an angel. How Rigathi Gachagua is having comments which actually is leaving very many Kenyans to see him as one of the worst leader, because Rigathi Gachagua of late is actually making statements which are making Kenyans to wonder whether Rigathi Gachagua wants to fight for the common good of the Kenyans, because they see Rigathi Gachagua as a bitter person, as a person who has a mission for revenge. They feel that what Rigathi Gachagua is doing is actually helping William Samoei Arap Ruto to look better, and this will eventually help William Samoei Arap Ruto to be re-elected again for his second term. Because if you look of late, what William Samoei Arap Ruto is actually doing is quite different than what Rigathi Gachagua is doing. Because William Samoei Arap Ruto is actually dealing with his image with the people of this nation. Of late, President William Samoei Arap Ruto looks and is making himself to look as a unifying factor in this republic. And he is making Kenyans to believe that he is better than Rigathi Gachagua. And that is why of late, you will find that we have people who never liked William Samoei Arap Ruto. But they are saying that having to be given between Rigathi Gachagua and William Samoei Arap Ruto, they will gladly re-elect William Samoei Arap Ruto for his second term again, because they see William Samoei Arap Ruto as a better choice compared to Rigathi Gachagua. There are comments that Rigathi Gachagua is making, which are making him to look as a dictator, to look as a person who is quite bitter, and he is on a mission of revenge. Because of late, if you look at all the political forums that Rigathi Gachagua attends, it is as if the way Rigathi Gachagua speaks, he speaks with venom, he speaks with bitterness. He speaks as a person who is fighting for his own interest. And that is why you find Rigathi Gachagua is saying that his first mission is actually to unseat President William Samoei Arap Ruto from power. And he has gone to extent where he says that if the IEBC will bungle the elections, let come 2027, that in this country we will have firing that we have never seen, that in this country we'll have firing which makes 2007, 2008 post-election firings to look like a Christmas party. And these kind of words have actually humiliated very many Kenyans, because Kenyans don't want actually to hear anything about 2007, 2008 post-election firings, because we have families who lost a lot during 207, 208. We have families who actually will never forget 207, because 207 actually took their loved ones. There are people who their lives will never be the same again, because what happened 207, 208 post-election firings is actually a thing which is like a thorn in their flesh. When you touch those ears, they cry. And when Rigathi Gachagua is trying to remind them, they feel so painful. When Rigathi Gachagua is coming up and he is telling the people of Central Province that DCP is their homegrown party, it is making Rigathi Gachagua to look like a tribal chief. It is making Rigathi Gachagua to be so tribal. And many people from different walks of life, they are wondering, yes, Rigathi Gachagua is taking the position of opposition leader in this country, but is this the way he will do things? Because if you look down the memory lane of Raila Amolo Odinga being in opposition, you could tangibly feel what Raila Amolo Odinga used to fight for. You could feel how Raila Amolo Odinga used to fight for democracy in this nation. You could feel how Raila Amolo Odinga used to fight for the less fortunate in this nation. You could feel how Raila Amolo Odinga could fight for the lower of the high cost of living for the people of this nation. But what do you feel when this man called Rigathi Gachagua is fighting the government? Do you feel that Rigathi Gachagua is fighting for the cause, for the common good of the people of this nation? The answer definitely is no. And you add what Rigathi Gachagua had to tell the people of Central Province when the musicians and celebrities from Mount Kenya had to feast Abraham Kindiki in Karen. He told the people of Mount Kenya that they should not listen to the musicians who went to Karen. They should not associate themselves with those celebrities. And this is making this man called Rigathi Gachagua to look as a dictator. Is dictating the leaders of Mount Kenya that if they cannot toe the line behind him, they should be disciplined politically by the people of Mount Kenya. So Rigathi Gachagua is actually fighting everybody within his circle. Any person with a different opinion is being fought by Rigathi Gachagua. And this is making Rigathi Gachagua to lose day in, day out. And that is why Rigathi Gachagua is making William Samoei Arap Ruto to look as an angel. He is helping William Samoei Arap Ruto to shed his doubts. He is making William Samoei Arap Ruto to look as a better leader. And Kenyans will end up actually voting for William Samoei Arap Ruto late come 2027. And if you look of late, William Samoei Ruto is very careful on the comments he makes about Rigathi Gachagua, and he is distancing himself from Rigathi Gachagua, and he's using his juniors to attack Rigathi Gachagua. But Rigathi Gachagua is trying to go head-on on William Samoei Arap Ruto, who in turn doesn't speak to him directly. And this is making William Samoei Ruto to look reasonable. It is making William Samoei Ruto to be a unifying factor as a person who is going for unity. When Rigathi Gachagua is being seen as a tribalistic, William Samoei Arap Ruto is seen to be a person who is making Kenyans to unite in his broad-based government. And that is actually winning a lot for William Samoei Arap Ruto. So William Samoei Ruto is actually repackaging his image to the people of Kenya. He is very strong. He is the president of the Republic of Kenya. But in this match between him and Rigathi Gachagua, he is making himself to be humbled. He is making himself to look weak in the eyes of Rigathi Gachagua. And because of this, he is actually being seen as a fair person. He is being seen as a better leader, given the option of Rigathi Gachagua. So this morning, that is actually what I wanted us to dissect. But before we dissect all that, I could request you kindly to take a minute and two and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like. Share the video to your friends. And if your friends are lovers of politics, it's good to request them to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And also, whenever you subscribe to our YouTube channel, always make sure to smash the bell button. And lastly, for those ones who have subscribed to our YouTube channel, I say thank you and may God bless you all abundantly. Now, what should Rigathi Gachagua do so that he can be able to make his dream of reseating William Samoei Ruto from power? It is time that Rigathi Gachagua should now start embarking countrywide, and he should start repackaging himself as a national leader instead of repackaging himself as a tribal leader. We can say for sure that for now, Rigathi Gachagua is the de facto leader of Mount Kenya, and then he should not be fighting so much to retain that when he has already won. For now, Rigathi Gachagua should be repackaging himself as a national leader because he has the mountain. That is one thing that Rigathi Gachagua should do. Secondly, Rigathi Gachagua by now, he should not be fighting those people with dissentive views, but he should be consolidating the mountain by actually going for advice for those political leaders with different view. And he should be requesting them that, brothers, it is time for you to join me. We have different views, but we are people from the mountain. We are people who need to join hands. And he should be making more friends across the nation, across Mount Kenya. Because if Rigathi Gachagua will be seen as a person who is fighting the entire Mount Kenya, who is fighting those who are having different view politically, then he will find that he will fight very many people, and at the end, those people will turn against him, and they will finish his political what? achievements. And lastly, I think Rigathi Gachagua should go down on attacking William Samoei Arap Ruto, because it is making William Samoei Ruto to look as being a better person. Instead, he should now come out and say the time for attacking William Samoei Ruto is over. It is now time for me to tell the people of Kenya what I will do to make their lives to be better. What I will do if they elect me to be a leader of this nation. He should be telling them that DCP as a party is an alternative to UDA, to Kenya Kwanza, because he should be telling them what will UDA and what will be DCP as a political party do different than UDA. So Rigathi Gachagua should be focusing on those things, but he should forget attacking William Samoei Ruto now and then. It's too much. Because if you attack somebody now and then, morning, evening, day in, day out, then people will start seeing you as a bitter person, as a person who is going for revenge. And people don't like those people who go for revenge, because it will look to them that this person is fighting for his own cause, and they will not join you in that cause. So Rigathi should talk down about the way he's attacking William Samoei Ruto. And lastly, Rigathi Gachagua should stop attacking his people. For example, we had those who went to Karen, and Rigathi Gachagua is trying to attack them. He's trying to tell people that those musicians, those celebrities who went to Karen, people should boycott their products. People should boycott listening to their music. People should unfollow them in social media. That is political sabotage. And that will make many people to start fighting Rigathi Gachagua. And instead, Rigathi should look for a new strategy of actually meeting those people and telling them, my friends, this is what we should do. Remember, we have a common enemy. And this common enemy, I cannot win alone. We must be able to embark together. So that's what Rigathi should be doing by now. My fellow listeners, do you feel that what Rigathi Gachagua is doing currently, politically, is making William Samoei Arap Ruto to look as an angel? Please drop your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to bump into this YouTube channel, I request you kindly to take a minute or two and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like. Hit the notification bell. And for those ones who have actually subscribed to this YouTube channel, I say thank you. May God bless you all abundantly, because you really give me the inspiration to continue coming up with this kind of political analysis. And with that, I say thank you. May God bless you all abundantly until we meet in our next political conversation.